going on to the radio station, so let me try to exit out of there and see if we could do this. All right, let's try this one more time here. All right, so we are live right now on all networks. Thank you for joining me, Diego Martinez, candidate for Congress, District 13. We have KPS GDB Radio, KPSG DG Radio on the internet, streaming live all day long. For all of you that want to listen at home, want to listen through a radio station, that is where we need to go, where we can do. If you want to join us today, please hit the join button. We have a lot to go over. Today we're going to talk about a couple of the things that are going on, what has happened. I would like to thank Merced's Republican Women's Federation for inviting me last Monday for a candidate forum where we were able to answer a lot of questions. We're going to talk about some of those questions here in a little bit, but thank you to the Merced Women's Federation for allowing me a few minutes to be there. Good morning to all of you guys who are joining us and coming on board on all our social media platforms, and good morning to everybody on KPSGDG Radio Internet. So we are saying there is no sound today, so let's try our difficulties here. Do we have sound yet? Are you guys able to hear me yet? So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have to log off real quick off everything and come right back. So give us a few minutes and we will be back on here in just a few seconds. We're going to log off everything. Okay, now we have sound. All right, so let's try to do this here. We're good. Good there, good there. Sorry, guys. When you're doing multiple podcasts, it's a little hard to have sound for everybody. So let's get going with what's going on today. Sacramento average gas price is over $6 a gallon right now. That is crazy. When you have an assemblyman who's sitting in office doing District 22, Adam Gray, who cannot show up and show you the same respect to actually go out and vote to lower your gas prices. What does that mean? A no vote is as good as just no. You don't want the law to change. If you don't show up to vote, you're not helping the cause. You're not helping the people of your district. You're not helping anybody to even get ahead in life. So we cannot keep hiring or keep promoting these folks who cannot show up, who cannot vote, who don't pay us enough respect to show up to vote for us. We have got to change who we have in office. I have another one for you. SB 866. A lot of you guys have heard of that before. SB 866 is where a 12-year-old has the power or the authority to be able to actually go to the doctor, get vaccinated, 12 or older. So with that being said, why does Shannon Crow did not show up to vote? Who is she? She is the lead Republican senator in the state of California. Yet she also did an absentee vote. She didn't show up to vote. Are we not keeping track of who's showing up to vote? Are we not keeping these folks accountable? Yet they are up for re-election. I was watching Stanislaus County GOP, impact groups, central committees, Women's Federation, and they're all inviting Shannon Crow to go over there and speak. I might have to make that and ask her how she cannot show up to vote. As a parent, as a grandparent, SB 866 is extremely one of the most important things that we need to have representation to vote to bring it down. Laws like these are what has taken our parental rights and freedoms away. And we watch it happen over and over again. Yet, why aren't we holding the people who go out and vote responsible for their vote? They want our vote. They want our money for their campaigns. They want to stay in office. But they can't even do their own job. We have a problem here. We have a huge problem with our elected officials that cannot get or cannot respect us enough to actually show up and vote and help us for a better society. Definition of insanity, and you guys hear me say this, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So what are we doing? Are we voting the same people in an office year after year, expecting a different result? The Republican Party has one of the biggest problems. We're so scared to change or lose a seat that we'll keep voting the same people over and over and over again so we don't lose a seat. But we're losing ourselves anyways. Is there a difference between the parties today? I am a proud Republican. I've been a Republican since 2008 when I became a U.S. citizen and I was able to vote. But which Republican Party do you belong to? Because I do not support the California GOP. I don't think there's a difference between your California GOP and the Democratic Party. I look at all their endorsements and I watch very carefully if that's somebody who I would vote for. Because there's a lot of people that are running for office that never get exposure because the California GOP doesn't feel that you're worthy of it. And who are those people? Why are you so scared of losing a seat if a congressman isn't good? Why do you want to keep him in there? Baladeros, Young Kim, the people who stabbed Donald Trump in the back, you're endorsing. Yet you ask us for money, yet you don't give candidates money to be able to run. We have a huge problem with that. We have a huge problem with just everyday people not getting behind candidates and actually going out and helping people win elections. Why? Because we want change, but we want it to happen. If you want change, you got to get involved. If you want change, you got to go out and vote. If you want change, you got to get in the middle of this. We have rhinos running the Republican Party all the time. Yeah, we, the Republicans, the founding, the core of the party, keep sending these people money. That's what we got to stop. We have got to stop sending them money. We have got to stop having them run and control what we are doing. Both parties have failed the American people, and both parties have definitely failed the California legislation and the California people. Right now, the California people have two places to vote to get rid of Alex Padilla, who is senator, who replaced Kamala Harris by authorization of Governor Gavin Newsom. We all remember that when Kamala Harris became VP, Gavin Newsom elected or selected, better said, he put Alex Padilla in as senator to finish out her term. Well, her term's over in 2023. Okay? So right now, if you look at your ballot, there's two places, and your ballots are in, folks. So grab your ballots and let's start doing this right. Let's start making a difference. So in your ballot, you have two places to vote. One is a special election if Alex Padilla can stay and continue to 2023, to January 2023. The second is Alex Padilla running to 2029. You want to make a difference? Now is the time. Let's get these people out of office. What has Alex Padilla has done for the California people? He was the Secretary of State. He could have fixed voter rolls at any given time, and he chose not to. He could have asked, insinuated, put in line that you needed voter ID. He didn't do that. So why do we want him to represent us from now till January 23rd? We really don't want him. We should have had an election for that seat. Yet we didn't. Now we do. Let's get rid of Alex Padilla. Let's get him out of office, not only from now to January 23rd, but forever. We have a golden opportunity to make the changes to fix America, and it is here. It is in our hands right now. The question is, are we going to do the right thing? Are we really going to get rid of these people? Or are we going to leave them in office? On a lot of I have the California Voters Guide. A lot of you guys have seen this already. And it talks about a few things that I want to talk about. One of the things that it said is, why is there a top two? What is the top two? Let me find the page now, because I just had it here a minute ago. As you guys can see, Merced, my voter's guide from Merced County. That's where I'm registered to vote, because I'm running in District 13, which is the Central Valley, North Fresno, all the way into Lathrop, Stanislaus County, West Modesto. So if you guys are in that area, please check Diego Martinez. So this is what your voter's guide looks like. It gives you a definition. If you don't see my name under endorsement, because that's where the state party endorsed. That's what the state party endorsed. So you want to take a look at that. Then you want to do some research on that person. Make sure that's exactly who you align yourself with. Doesn't always mean in District 13 for Congress, they endorse nobody, which is okay. I think it's a better race. I think it's a fair race. I think endorsement shouldn't happen till after the primary, so we can all get behind one candidate, which was one of the questions that was asked Monday of me, was why can't we get behind one candidate before the primaries? Well, here's the real reason. And I kind of explained this the other day. How do you know who the best candidate is? And if you don't like a candidate that everybody picks to get behind, who are you going to vote for? Most people said we wouldn't vote. So that's a vote for the other party or a no vote. And we can't do that. So the best way to fix that is this. Before we have to go down and file, before our deadline, why don't we have debates? Why aren't Republican parties and Democrats having a debate about who the best candidate is, and actually let the people decide who the best candidate is? If you think that a central committee of 10 people actually knows who the best candidate is, that's why we're in the problems that we're in. Because we allow 10, 20 people to pick who they feel are the best candidate instead of letting the California people feel. So to me, you want one candidate? There's 5 of us running in District 13. 3 of us are Republicans. I asked, when was the last time that we had a debate? When do we have a debate? Why aren't we debating? Why aren't you, instead of having a candidates forum, asking us all the same question that we're all going to agree on, why aren't you allowing us to debate each other? And actually, then you can pick who's the strongest and better person. Not only that, in a debate, a lot of stuff comes out that a lot of people don't know. And actually put it on television where the American people or the people of that district can actually vote for it. Kind of like an American Idol kind of thing, right? You get on television. You have your candidates running for District 13. They're up. Whoever gets the most vote keeps going. We could have it over 5 nights, 6 nights, or even a month. But you can't just tell me that, 10 of us like this person better than that person because, we don't think that person lives here. Or because that person's been working for a year and a half, he should be the best candidate. It doesn't work that way. Let people choose. So that's why we have an open run. That's why anybody can run. And then we narrow it down to the top 2. That lets the California people actually sit there and vote for who they feel is the best candidate. Doesn't that make sense? So you want to narrow it down? Have debates. I'll take you guys a step back. We just had a recall going on, right? All of you guys know about the recall. What happened during the recall? Well, it became between Larry Elder and Gavin Newsom, a Republican versus a Democrat. Well, we lost the fact that really the recall was about getting Gavin Newsom out of office, and then you have 48 other contenders that wanted to take his job. Yet when you saw a debate, you only saw 4 people in the debate. When you went to other places, you saw 4, 5, 6 different people debating. How did the California people know who was running? And I blame that on the California GOP and the Democratic Party for not allowing the California people to know everybody who's involved and everybody who's running. It's a shame. It's a shame that we go by name and money to elect who's going to help us. And we do it over and over again, and guess what? We get the same people in office. Because they know everybody. Debates are a waste of time if the party plans to unite behind the GOP's choice, regardless of their ability or position on the issues. Not saying I agree with it, but it is how it's played out. And Brian, that is exactly what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. We cannot allow the California GOP or the party to decide. We need the California people to decide. So debates aren't a waste of time if we don't give the California GOP the opportunity to choose. We hand them somebody to choose because we've already done our choice. See, the people from District 13 should have chose who they want to represent them. And they will on June 6th, but on June 7th, excuse me. But if you wanted to make it one person running, one Republican against one Democrat, you have got to give every Republican who's running an opportunity to debate the other people so then you can see who's a better candidate. But not only that, you got to allow the people in District 13 to vote in. So they have to be able to call in and vote in, and the person with the most votes continues forward. It's not just having a bad night. It's a shame when you hear people running for Congress that really don't have nothing to do with the water in California want to talk about California water problems. That should be your assembly and your state senate who should be talking about water and making Gavin Newsom use the billions of dollars that we have set aside for the water and making them use it. Yet they're going out there saying, I'm going to fix your water problem, which is a lie. Because if they could do it, how come McCarthy, McClintock, name anybody who's been in office for over 10 years has not fixed the California water problems? Why are we in dire need today when these people have been in office for 10, 12, 13, 14 years? Because they can't fix it. It's at a state level, and we need to hold our state representation responsible for us not having water. We need to change assemblymen. We need to change California state senators to help us get what we need. And if they're not representing us and our needs, then we need to get rid of them. How do we do that? We vote them out. Let's get back here a little bit to the voter ballot because there's a few things that everybody doesn't know about. Write-in candidates. What is a write-in candidate? A write-in candidate is where you just push the little bubble where it says write-in and write a candidate's name on it. You can do that in the jungle election, which is what's going on right now. So right now, if somebody's being uncontested, nobody should ever go uncontested, first of all. We should be able to have choices. If somebody's going uncontested, start looking at your ballot and ask yourself why. Why are they going uncontested? What happened here? What deal was caught on the backside of this that nobody knows about, that this guy's not being contested, not by a Democrat, not by a Republican, but nobody? He's going to get a free seat? We can't allow that to happen. We have got to stop that. We have got to allow choices for the California people to pick the right person and not force somebody down their throat. And that's what it is. So a write-in candidate can be written at any time. Top two, after June 7th, the top two per district, per assembly, per wherever, will go on to from June to November 4th election. Now, it can't be two Democrats. It can't be two Republicans. It doesn't have to be one or the other from each party. Does that make it harder? Should it be the top Republican versus the top Democrat? There's another choice. There's another answer, right? But right now it's set up that the top two people, whoever gets the most votes, goes on from now to November 4th to see who actually takes that seat. So that's how that works. I agree there should be no free seats. There shouldn't be no free seats. Everybody should get contested. Everybody should get contested. So if you see a free seat, you might want to get somebody contested. You might get a write-in candidate in there just so that we can make it a race, so we can actually get a choice, so we can get the best and know what we are getting so that we have the right person in line to help us move forward. I agree with that 100%. Can I still write a candidate on my ballot? You can. You just got your ballot. If there's a vacant, write somebody's name now. And get somebody in there to challenge this person, because the more people that we have challenging, the more opportunity we have to get the right candidate in where we want them. Do I need to register again for each election? This is important because a lot of people don't know this. The answer is no. You don't have to re-register to vote, but you want to check your registration and make sure that you are registered in the right party, that you are registered to vote in the right county where you live at. Now, people change. So if you change yourself, you got to go change your address for where your ballot's going to go. Otherwise, your ballot's going to your old house. Your ballot's going to your old district, right? So go in and make the changes. Where do I do this, right? Change your political party. Some people say, hey, you know what? I'm tired of the Democratic Party. I want to leave it. Let's move on to Republican. You can go in and re-register to vote with the right party or vice versa, or a no party preference or independent or whatever you feel that your voting preference is. Those are the times that you go back and redo it. Okay, so the real question is, where do we go? How do we register to vote? I don't know, right? I'm not going to go to DMV just to do that, but you can go to DMV. You can also do it online. And for all of you guys out there, is registertovote.ca.gov. Registertovote.ca.gov. Remember that. So you can actually go online from home and register to vote, change your party preference, change your address, change whatever you need. How long do we need to live in a district before I can vote? You can move today to your district as long as you can prove that, and just go and register to vote. So it's not how long you live there to vote. You can actually vote the minute you move into your district. So if you move to your district next week, I know people that are moving in right now to a new district, they can actually go down, re-register to vote, and put their new address, and they will get sent a new ballot. You can even do it at the registered voters office in your county. You just go down to the county, you show them that you moved, they give you a new ballot, and there you go. You're registered to vote in that county or that area. Now, how do we write in somebody to vote, right? A write-in. I'm getting that question over here on Facebook, so this is how we do it. For those of you, it's very simple. Let me get to a page here, right here. So it has one candidate. For those of you guys that can't see me, it has one candidate. Right underneath it, it has a little bubble and it says write-in. Black out the write-in, the bubble, and then right underneath there, you write the person's name. It's that simple. The top two are going to move forward. So if there's somebody who's being uncontested and everybody gets behind, one person says, hey, we're going to let you run, or we need you to run. Can you help us out here? Can you run in this district? What happens is people circle the little write-in right here. See the name? Everybody can see the name right there? Right underneath this has another little bubble. You push the little bubble, and right underneath there, right here, you write their name. It's that simple to write somebody in. They don't have to register with the voter registry. They don't have to do any of that. It's up to us who we want to represent us. That's why the write-in is there. Now, this only works now. It doesn't work. This does not work. This does not work after June. So we have to do it now. If we have a candidate that we want to see, if we have somebody who we want to see contested, this is the time to do it. Whether it's county sheriff, whether it's supervisor, whether it's Congress, it doesn't matter. Assemblymen, we need to do it now before we turn in our ballots. Our mail-in ballots are here, guys. They're coming out every day. If you're in District 13, please vote Diego Martinez for Congress, District 13. Let's get me past June to November. Let's see what we can do, and let's win this, and let's take a seat back for the California and the American people. That's what we really need to do. We need to take a seat back for the American people. United, nobody could beat us. But not having a voice, we're getting defeated. Both parties have failed the American people. Both parties have failed us. It doesn't matter. If you're in my district, District 13, please vote for me. If you know of anybody who's not being challenged and you guys want somebody to challenge them, make yourself write-in candidates. Again, write-in candidates. Take the bubble, push the bubble where it says write-in, and write the name right underneath it. That's all you have to do. Turn in your ballot. Now, they are giving us excessive time to be able to turn in our ballots. They have got to be dated for June 7th from the post office. They got to get to the elections office by June 14th to get finally counted and get the final results. Me personally, I say grab your ballot, take a few minutes, fill it out, do some research on the candidates, support the right one that you want, and walk it in to your county voter registry, drop it off in the box, make sure it goes there. There is a tracking number on all of them these days. So when you do the tracking number, please make sure that you follow up, you register it online so you can come back and see when your vote got counted. That's how simple this is. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We have to take a quick commercial break right now on KPSGDG Radio, and we'll be right back with you guys in just a few minutes. For those of you guys on the internet, hang tight with me. We got about 3 minutes silence before we go back on the air on KPSGDG Radio. So for those of you guys on the internet right now, if you have any questions, please keep putting them down on the comments. We have a few more things to talk about. We got about another 15 minutes after a commercial break that we're going to be on the air. So bring your questions on right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of people that we need to talk about that should or shouldn't be voted in. We have a lot of stuff that we don't hear about every day, and a lot of backdoor deals are being done right now that we need to expose. So give us just a few minutes here and we will get back on the air. As soon as I get the signal, we'll go back on. If you guys like my show, please like and share my show. Let your friends know about it. Let them know what we are doing and have them come and join us. But please share my videos. Let everybody know. There is a seat on Assembly District 8 in Tuolumne County that's not being contested at this moment. Frank Bigelow was the assemblyman, and somehow or another he decided not to run and left that seat vacant. Never told a lot of people, so it's being uncontested at this moment. There should never be a seat that's uncontested, no matter what it is. If you know somebody in Tuolumne County that's running that you like, do the write-in and put their name down. Shoot, put my name down. Who cares, right? Just put somebody's name down under Assembly District 8 to challenge the person who's running in that district. That seat should have been announced that it was coming vacant. They should have had more contenders, but instead, rumor has it that a backdoor deal got worked out for that. Not what we really want to see. So again, if you're in Assembly District 8, let's write somebody's name down on there. If you guys want, write my name down. We'll see what we can do. So we are about 30 seconds back from coming back on the air. Welcome back to KPSGDG Radio, satellite radio, broadcasting political all day long on your internet. So if you guys are out there, please join us on KPSGDG Radio for your political views, for political statements, to find out what is going on. Also, if you are with me, Waking Up California with Diego Martinez through all social media networks, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Don't forget my YouTube channel. And if you want some more information about who I am and where I stand, we got two ways about it. One, we can go down on the comments, ask any questions you like, come to my meet and greet, or go to DiegoMartinezForCongress.com where you can get all the information. Send us a message, send us an email. We're more than happy to respond back. I want to thank everybody who has donated to our campaign and has helped us get the yard signs out. I'd like to thank Casey from KYOS Radio, who did an awesome interview with me last Saturday. You can actually go back and listen to the interview through their internet. Go to KYOS 1480 out of Merced, California, and you can actually look for the interview with Diego Martinez and Casey about political views. Thank you, Casey, for that interview. I'd like to also thank Cup Country for running our commercials right now, Radio Lobo, and everywhere else. And for those of you guys who have never met me before, but now are in my system from our internet commercials that we are running, I want to thank all of you guys and welcome you guys to my program, Waking Up California, Thursday morning. We have so much to talk about today. We talked a little bit about Alex Padilla, State Senate, where you can vote for him twice. One, to either finish out the term, and two, just to remove him totally, where he can lose from 2023 all the way up to 2029. It's a 6-year term. So that's a strong decision that you guys got to take a look at. Who's Alex Padilla? Well, if you're in California, we know exactly who he is because he was a Secretary of State who refused to help us with voter ID. Voter ID should be very important in every state, in every country right now, especially in the United States. We should know who's voting. We need an ID to go and get alcohol. We need an ID to drive a car. We need an ID just to get cigarettes. So why wouldn't you need an ID to be able to vote? One of the strongest things and one of the best privileges in this country Yeah, you don't need ID. You don't need nothing to vote. We need to actually implement voter ID in the next cycle. We need to actually take care of our voting, do some making sure that our votes count. Your votes are out, take it back in, take the tracking number, put it online so then you know when your vote counts. Let's see how real voter integrity is. Let's see, are people actually counting our votes? That's the easiest way to do it. You want to know if your vote counts? It's very simple. Register, follow your track it, make sure that your votes count. They'll tell you exactly when they're counted. We know the gas is up. Right now it's over $6 a gallon. Come July 1st, it's going to actually go up another 50 cents from what we're hearing right now. Right now we are up over $1.75 a gallon. $1.75 a gallon from where we were last May. Gas average in the state of California right now is $6.02. We have got to bring that down. We can't keep inflation killing us. We have got to get somebody in Congress who will fight to open up the XL pipeline, even though a lot of people say a portion of it's still open. We understand, but the portion that was coming to California, that was actually going to Texas, got shut down. Well, if we had that raw oil going into Texas, we could get it from there instead of getting it from Ukraine, Jordan, and all these other places that we're getting fuel from, Russia. Why do we want to do that? Well, why wouldn't we want America first? Why wouldn't we want a country who can stand on its own without depending on other countries? Why wouldn't we want to make it where people can actually come here and actually want to have a business in California, in the United States, where we don't need to go to other countries, where we don't need to go anywhere else? Why are we depending on other countries for our goods? We're all against child labor. Yeah, we're not against going to China, that they're using child labor and buying their goods. Why aren't we deregulating America again, just like Donald Trump did, and creating more jobs and more opportunities? We have a border problem. We all know this. But all of a sudden, we have a labor shortage. We don't have a labor shortage. We have a working shortage, which means most people don't want to work. Our president has set precedents where socialism is going to take over this country if we don't do something about it now. Socialism, in a way, of stimulus packages and stimulus checks that have been cut out to the American people, which have been a joke, because we can send $33 billion to Ukraine, yet we have homeless veterans living out on the sidewalks. Veterans who have fought for our freedoms, who cannot get their basic needs met, yet we're sending $33 billion from American dollars, taxpayers, to a country that's at war? Why? Why aren't we taking care of our people here? I am pro-veterans. I am pro-helping them. I am pro our veterans getting everything that they need. Our veterans need help. We are asking young men and women to go out and fight, lose a limb, lose their livelihood, lose their way of life. They come back home and they don't even have a place to live. Yeah, we can send $33 billion to somebody else. They don't even get the medical help that they need when they need it. What is wrong with this country? What is wrong with the people who are running it? Are you ready for change? Are we really going to stand by and keep sending money to other countries when we here need it? Why? Why are we not redirecting the XL pipeline, putting it back into America? Why are we not drilling off the offshores of California, which is federal land? Why are we not being self-independent as a country and as a nation like we were before? Why are we not doing this? Why are we standing idly by as other countries take over our country and we allow it with the representation that we have put in office? When are we going to stand together and fight for our freedom and our liberties? Because they're getting taken away every day. When you're telling me you don't have enough people to go to work, yeah, we know better. We know we have people that go to work. We're offering them $17, $20 an hour, and yeah, people don't want to get up and go to work because of a $600 stimulus package. $600, but we're sending $33 billion to another country. Yet we're broke. America's in the brinks of bankrupt. We're in the brinks of printing money that our money is worthless. When are we going to stand up? When are we going to fight? When are we going to say enough's enough? When are we actually going to stand up and say America first? Let's take care of American people. Let's take care of the people who are in this country, who are the foundation, who are giving taxes to the federal government to go give to somebody else. Where's our voice in D.C.? Who is it? Who is actually standing up for the American people? Put your names down at the bottom. Taylor Marjorie Greene. Gates. Who else? Not Ted Cruz. Yeah, he wants to come to California and ask us for money. Why are American people taking a back seat in our own country? Why are we standing idly by as our politicians rip us off and help other countries instead of helping ourselves? What are we doing? What are we going to do? Simple. We're going to vote. We're going to vote. We're going to track our votes. We're going to get these people out of office and show them that enough is enough and that we are fed up and tired and we're ready to fight for our freedoms and our liberties. We're going to get the right people in office that are going to stand up for us. Open up the XL pipeline. Get our gas prices back in line. Regulate our money spent to other countries. We don't need to support everybody else. They don't support us. When America's in dire need, who's coming to our aid? They're not. So why are we keep feeding other people? We have allowed this to happen. Just like Gwen just said, we have allowed our representation to give our stuff away. When are we going to stand united and say enough is enough? It's time for us to take our state and our country back in whole by electing the right people in office that are going to go there and stand up for us. And if they don't do the job, re-elect somebody else. Biden raised royalties on federal lease and also raised the carbon costs per barrel by another around $20 a barrel. So it's no longer economically feasible to produce in the same area. Well, that's what Congress is for. To say, no, you can't do that. Congress is the check and balances of the President of the United States. Why are they doing it? Our simple solution's there. Get the right people in Congress. Get rid of anybody who's been in office, and let's get some new blood. Let's get some people in there that want to fight. Look what happened with Taylor Marjorie Greene when she got in office. Gates. Look. They're making a difference for their state. Why are we in California afraid to do the same thing? Why not send somebody like Diego Martinez into Congress? What do we have to lose? Absolutely nothing, because we've already given it all up. But we have a lot to gain with a voice that can stand up and fight and doesn't have a problem saying enough is enough. I will not tolerate this, and I will not allow this to happen. I will be a thorn to them. But I will fight for my district and my country and the people of the United States of America. That's what we need in Washington, D.C., a fighter. We don't need somebody who wants to politically say stuff correctly. We don't want to know who has the most money so they could go to Washington, D.C. and come out more richer. We want people that are going to stand up for the California people and the people of our district and the people of the United States, because America needs to be first. We have got to drill that back in. America first. The national anthem's played. You stand up. You appreciate the men and women who have fought for this country, for our freedom. We protect our veterans when they come home. We don't let them sleep outside of the veterans hospital in LA in tents. We have plenty of military bases that have plenty of barracks that our veterans could be taken care of. Why is it that we ask kids to go and risk their lives for our freedoms and they come back and we turn our backs on them? This has got to stop. We have got to take care of our veterans. Our veterans deserve everything and anything that's available to them. They deserve the best medical. They deserve housing. They deserve, because they have earned that right. They have earned that right to be respected, not to be out on the street, sleeping in tents. A lot of you guys have seen me. I've gone all over California. I have talked to homeless veterans. I have talked to veterans who can't get the right medical that they need. Donald Trump, came in and said that, guess what? You go any hospital you want, they'll take care of you. Where has that system gone? It's like somebody gets out of office, we forget about it. The people in Congress who supported it, where are they now? Why aren't they still fighting? That's the problem with DC. Nobody wants to keep fighting. We need about 60 fighters in DC. No one individual can achieve it alone, but each one brings us closer to success. But we got to get it in there. We got to get one person, two people, three people. Every district right now should be thinking of who am I going to put in there? Who am I going to add? Who am I going to bring into Congress right now that's going to fight for the American people? Who's going to fight for me? That's where our votes count. That's why it's so important for you guys to vote in District 13 for Diego Martinez for Congress. Why? Because I am a fighter. I'm going to go there and I'm going to fight. I don't change. I'm a blue-collar worker just like you. I'm a small business owner. I know what it's like to take big companies, little companies, and make them successful. America's a business. But it's America first. We should be proud to be wearing stuff that says American made, not China made. We should be proud of bringing industry back into the United States. We should be proud to be drilling our oil and making sure that we have enough raw fuel to get everybody else. Look at all the regulations that are happening right now, especially in the state of California. We're going to lose gas. In 2035, the President of the United States wants to ban all new gas cars for a Green Deal. What is a Green Deal? What is global warming? Is it real? But why aren't we taking care of our forests? They blame wildfires on global warming. The reality, our wildfires are caused by us not taking care of them. Our wildfires are caused by us not cleaning up our forests, by not thinning them down, by not actually making roads. A lot of this could be prevented here in California. We all know that a lot of the forest is federal land. Why doesn't the federal government step in and say, okay, California doesn't want to take care of it, but we will. We will step up, we will hire out, we will sell out some of the lumber to loggers. Loggers will sell it to the lumber mills. The lumber mills sell it to your local company. What did we just do? We've got zero money costing the American people for forest management. We sold the lumber that pays for it. We created jobs. We created roads. We created the ability to go in there and fight a wildfire with due time. Too simple. Too easy. But why aren't we pushing somebody to do that? Why aren't we pushing our elected officials to help us maintain and manage our forests? How much more water runoff would that create for the Central Valley? It's all there. Yet our elected officials don't want to do anything about it. What happened to common sense? Not so common anymore, is it? Why aren't we pushing for solutions? Why aren't we pushing people who are running for assembly and state senate to talk about water and promise that they're going to go in there and actually do something about the water? Why aren't we demanding that our legislation thinks about American people before anybody else? Why aren't we demanding to stop sending money to other countries and start taking care of America first, securing our borders, not only for people crossing? Well, that's a minute thing. We have to reform immigration and state in America to make it so that there's not so much backlog going on. But we also have to stop human trafficking. We have got to stop the drugs from coming from our southern borders. We have got to protect ourselves. We have got to protect the American people who are here, who are living. We have to make sure the law and order exists. We also have to make sure the public safety is there. What is public safety? Public safety is when you can go outside on your deck, on your porch, have a cigarette, have a drink, relax at any time of the day or night without fearing for your life. We have got to get people who believe in the Constitution of the United States and that want to go to Washington or Sacramento and honor it. We talk about the Second Amendment. There was a big win on the Ninth Circuit the other day where it says that a 19-year-old now can own a semi-auto automatic rifle because in 2019, the state of California voted against it, and a Supreme Court judge, Ninth Circuit Supreme Court judge, ruled that it was unconstitutional, and his statement flat out said, the revolution of the United States was won on the backs of young men in their early teens, and it is unconstitutional to take them that right. It's also unconstitutional to infringe on our gun rights, yet it gets done all the time. But we're not putting a stop to it. Why? Because, we want to negotiate. We want to settle. Here's a settlement. Constitution of the United States said, do not infringe on my gun rights. It's laid out. Well-armed militia. It doesn't say you can't own an AR-15. It says well-armed militia. We all know that a militia was a bunch of farmers that actually went to their house, grabbed their muskets, and went out and fought for their freedom. Isn't that what a militia is? Not the National Guard. That's what they're trying to classify, to take your gun rights away, which is a violation of your constitutional right of infringing on your rights. We have freedom of speech challenged during COVID, where they shut down our religion. They shut down our churches. Our constitutional rights are getting trampled on every day. Yet nobody's there to protect us. Nobody's in there saying, no, you can't do this. When we were out rallying, when we were out fighting, who was there with us? Which elected official actually stood by us? Yet you want to rehire those people. The people that turned their backs on us when we in California needed them the most during COVID-19. Who stood by us? Who protected us? Who protected our freedoms? Not one elected official protected our freedom. I will give it to Paul, the mayor of Atwater. He actually declared Atwater as a sanctuary city for work. He fought Gavin Newsom in court for the federal money, for the federal aid money. That's what we need. We need fighters. We need people that want the rights of our freedoms. We want the people that want to fight for Americans. You don't believe in border security? What about the sex trafficking? What about the drugs coming in? And let me tell you, folks, drugs don't care what your financial is. They don't care the skin color. They don't care what your status is. Drugs will ruin our families and our way of living. First-hand knowledge of it. We can fix this problem. We have a huge homeless problem, and I talk about it all the time. We need a real solution for the real problem. We have got to quit wasting federal funding money on homeless people for administrative costs and not trickling down to where it's supposed to be. We have got to stop playing and get real solutions for the real problems and get them done. Politicians don't want to have solutions because then they have nothing to talk about. Any of you guys heard anybody who's trying to get reelected? They're talking about the same problems we've been talking about for years. Yeah, they've been in office for years and they haven't done nothing about it. You want to know about water and what your congressman can do? Why don't you ask them? And they're going to tell you it's very difficult. But you want to talk to an assemblyman and say, how come we have all this money in California, yet you guys don't want to use it to fix our problem? We're focusing on the wrong person. We need to focus at a state level, assembly and senators running for the state of California who can fix our water problems. The money sitting in Sacramento, why aren't we using it? Why isn't anybody even talking about it? Why is nobody pressuring Gavin Newsom? They are playing dumb. Not only are they playing dumb, so are the candidates running for those offices. Because anybody running for state assembly or state senate doesn't bring up water. They let the guy running for Congress who can't fix nothing with California water. But he wants to talk about it because the last guy that ran for Congress did it. I said this on Monday. If you guys watched that video, it's kind of funny. I like the old Congress commercials. I like the Tom McClintock commercials. Walking through an orchard. I'm going to fix water. I'm going to get you water. Been 18 years. Where the hell's our water? I mean, Tom, how long does it take to fix water? Gavin Nunes was famous for it. McCarthy. Acosta was also famous for it. Where's our water? Oh, wait. People in Congress can't do it. Your state legislation can. So let's wake up, California, and let's do this right. Let's press our assemblymen, our senators who are running for office to get us the water, to have Gavin Newsom release that money. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? I'm just saying. I had somebody ask me this question. What can you do with our local sheriffs and police department to help our safety? That was a little tough question because I don't think they like my answer. The reality is, it's not what I can do, it's what you can do. Go to your county council meetings. Go to your city meetings, city council meetings, and demand that they take care of the problem. Why? Because your PD, your police department, is actually ran by city council, which is ran by the mayor, which is ran by the chief of police. And who runs city council? We do, for the people in that city. You want local changes? Go to your local people and hold them accountable, or don't vote them in anymore. If you have local elections going on right now, why aren't you having the local people who are running for office show up to your debates? Why aren't you having them show up to your meeting? Because guess what? The guy who puts out the most signs is going to win. But you don't know what they stand for. You just remember seeing their name. You don't have a clue what these people are going to do. You want county sheriff's department? Go to your county council meetings and hold the sheriff who you elected accountable for what his department's doing. And if you don't like what he's doing, replace him in the next election. Sheriffs are an elected official. They work for us, the California people and the people of that county. So we have the power and the authority to remove them from office at any time. A recall could be done on anybody at any given time. California will not abide by federal legislation unless it is enforced by court decision. Technically, it's just technically, city council could, and so could county council. The problem is that they want to pass the buck on, we can't do it because of this, we can't do it because of that. No, you can do it because you are city council. You're in charge of that city. You're county council. You're in charge of that county. Do something for these people instead of taking their paycheck. Stand up. But guess what, America? If we don't go to their meetings, if we don't voice our opinions, if we don't elect the right people, it's never going to change. It's going to be the same. It's going to be kept the same. Our solution is simple. Vote. Go out and vote. Mail it in. Take it in. But vote. Pick the right candidates and vote. That's how we're going to change America. That's the only way we are going to change America. It's by going out and voting and getting people in front of us and letting people know what we're doing. But not only that, like and share my videos. Let all your friends know who Diego Martinez is and that he's running for the California people in District 13. And the American people, once I get into Washington, my doors will always be open no matter what district you live in, because a voice is a voice. And if we can unite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 voices, 20 like-minded people in Congress that will stand up and fight for you, how strong did we just become? But it starts with one vote. It starts with one person. It starts with the person in your district. Whatever district that is, pick a grassroots candidate who's in this for the right reasons. Not because of name and not because of money, but for the right reasons. Do your work. Investigate. Because those are the people who are going to take us to the top. Those are the people that we need to unite in Washington and in Sacramento to fight for us. Forget about party preferences, because both parties have failed the American people. Both parties have done us no good. That will conclude our show today, guys. Thank you for joining me on KPSGDG Radio, on the internet, and all my social media networks. My name is Diego Martinez. This is Waking Up California every Thursday morning, 9 a.m. in English. We'll have an interview tomorrow at 6 o'clock on Instagram with Lexit. See if they will endorse me. Latinos Living the Democratic Party. I'm excited to talk with Jesse Hogan and the Lexit crew. Hopefully you guys could join us tomorrow night, 6 p.m. on the internet, Instagram. Go to Diego for Cali. I will share it. I will air it. I will let everybody know, just like every interview that I do over the internet. I want everybody to hear my answers right up front so that there is no discreet, there is no changing it. You guys could hear it firsthand. My name is Diego Martinez, and I am running for Congress, District 13. I want to thank everybody who joined us this morning on Waking Up California, and we will talk to you guys next week. Same time, same bat channel. Don't forget tomorrow night, Lexa interview. Come check me out. Hopefully I can earn their endorsement because they are a big Hispanic group that stands up and fights for the freedom. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. We will see you guys next week.